Hello, America, and welcome to the first episode of Stench's Blunt Talk. I'm your host, Stitch, and this is my co-host for today, Moonie.
Hello, everyone.
Now, Moonie has some very interesting stories to tell us, and we're going to get right to it. We're down here at the United for Care Center working on getting petitions for the Morgan & Morgan petition drive to get medical marijuana back on the ballot in 2016. Now, Moonie's already done this in Colorado, and she has some very interesting stories about it. So, first I want to ask you, how did you get involved in that in Colorado?
To talk about how I got involved in the campaign, it was really an extension of how I got involved in medical marijuana to begin with.
Okay, let's start there.
Like many people, especially people who were raised in the South, for example, or with very conservative upbringings, I was raised with the DARE program. Drugs are bad. All drugs are bad. Marijuana is terrible. So I didn't touch it despite my chronic pain and despite my genetic disorder that caused me an amazing amount of pain every day. I didn't touch it until I was 27 years old. And once I tried it, the entire world just opened up. The entire world was like, wow, I have a life again. Not only can I do these things physically, I can enjoy them. I can really enjoy them. And it was such a gift. And humanitarianism, helping people, is something that's always been very near and dear to my heart.
Me too.
So when that happened, and my world suddenly was sunny and clear again, I knew that I had to share that with everyone else. And so that's how I got involved in the campaign, because I knew I had to do what I could do to help others.
That's terrific. That's exactly why I'm here volunteering myself. I'm a cancer patient and a chronic pain patient myself, and I smoked marijuana as a teenager in my youth. So hearing from somebody who never smoked it recreationally, but now smokes it because of the medicinal purpose, especially someone as young as yourself, is unusual to find. Most younger people smoke it to get high, for the recreational value. But I myself, I know just how much pain relief that I get from it, and to hear from another person that's doing it for the same reason, now that's very interesting. So tell us a little bit more about how you got involved. Where did you go from there? Once you realized that you yourself needed it and you wanted to help others, what did you do?
Well, the first thing I did is really just kind of start going around to dispensaries and starting to talk to the people there and get to know the people there. And, I became everyone's favorite customer. And really, in Colorado, that was my only in. Because the Colorado medical marijuana game has been going on since early 2000. So getting into that game at this juncture, unless you know people, is utterly impossible if you don't have billions of dollars to spend on licensing and etc. So that's really how I got in. I just talked to people, and it was friendly, it was kind, and from that it led on to me doing strain reviews for new things, because in Colorado especially, where there's this massive medical market before the recreational market, this was before Amendment 64 was passed, and they had these powerful strains. Like they'd have a strain that was great for pain relief, and they'd have one that was great for anxiety. And they need to put those two together, and they need to make little babies. But they need me to tell them what their little babies will do. So that's what I would do. I would evaluate them for taste, efficacy, potency, and what they would do for you, what that particular strain could offer you.
What an amazing job that would be. Oh, I would love that job. Did you get paid to do that, or?
I did, and not only did I get paid, I got a lot. I didn't have to pay for what I was reviewing either.
Right,
so.
absolutely. I would have thought, for a lot of people, that would be pay enough. I mean, I know I would volunteer gladly to do any study or any research on medical marijuana, and I'll tell you what's good and what's bad real quick. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to tell the difference between the good strains and the bad. You just have to have a palate for the taste, and you have to be honest about what it's doing for you. If you can discern the difference between getting high and getting help, then you would be good at that job. and I think I would be perfect for it myself. It took me about 12 hours in Colorado to find the people who were working in the warehouses and you know, make some friends, let's say. But like you say, this was before recreational. When I went to Colorado, I spent a day there. Since it's been recreational, and of course things have changed, and it's a real huge industry down there. Economically, it's definitely helped the state of Colorado. They've made over $150 million in the last year alone on their taxing of recreational. So now we're talking about Senate just passed a bill for the veterans to be allowed to use it with their PTSD, and that's going to take it even further. Hopefully, federal level will eventually decriminalize it or legalize it, one or the other. What do we see in the campaign that is pro-marijuana that you think is a good choice for those of us who need medical marijuana? Or do you see any opponents towards it more than you see advocates for it?
Well, you definitely see more opponents, but it's getting to that stage. We're getting to the integral tipping point. That's where we're at. We have been climbing this peak and climbing this peak and climbing this peak. And it was Carl Sagan himself that said before he died, if marijuana isn't legalized within 10 years, that everything I know is a lie. And it wasn't, because he didn't understand how steep this peak was. But now we're getting right to the top of this peak. And this is something that people are talking about. Obama is talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. So coming out as a politician, someone who's running for presidency, or even your local councilman saying pot is bad, pot is bad, pot is bad, you're going to get pushback.
Yeah.
You're going to get pushback.
And yet they're still saying it.
They are still, which is because there's still this contingency that believes all of the negative things. And I can understand that contingency because that's a contingency I was raised in. But it's not as big as it used to be.
No.
As far as the candidates that support it, there is of course Bernie Sanders. But you know, and I feel the burn. But you know, we'll see what the plausibility is actually for that. It's all going to be incremental changes. For instance, in Colorado, when Amendment 64 was beginning to go through in early 2012, when people were voting on it, and all the rallies were starting, and the events, and all that sort of thing, what you heard a lot of was, it doesn't do enough. It will allow recreational use, it will allow edibles, it will allow home cultivation, but it doesn't do enough, it's too restrictive. Vote no. This was from people that I knew from working at dispensaries, from working with dispensaries, and also from going to cannabis trade expos, open only to industry insiders. These were people in the business that were saying, this isn't good, it doesn't allow enough, vote no, because they didn't understand the incremental change that was necessary. And that's why I think people like Bernie Sanders would explicitly say, get it all in the open right now. It's too much for people right now.
Yeah, you can't just go from total illegalization to total legalization and have nobody kick back on it, you know. The older generation that we're still fighting, the 20% or so of the population out there that's still against it, we still have to contend with them.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they vote.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, they've got nothing better to do than vote, apparently. I don't know. But the supporters, we had 80% support here in Florida last go round, but only 40% of the voters turned out. So we basically got 20% of the registered voters that were for it. And we need a bigger turnout this time, obviously. All you potheads got to get up off the couch and get out and vote.
The other thing to realize is, once again, going back to Colorado, Amendment 64 in 2012, it was a year that we put this on the presidential ballot. It was, you know, check the box right next to who you want to be president.
Right,
That's an important thing.
yes.
People will come out of their holes to vote
For the
for a president.
yes.
You know,
absolutely.
voting for just medical marijuana, unfortunately, we're not that high on the tipping point that people will, you know, drive themselves up the polls.
Well,
just for
and the
that.
other things that they have going on in the midterm elections are also not a big draw, like the governor. Okay, that's how we end up with a lame governor every 4 years, is because it's during the midterm elections when nobody wants to come out and vote, nobody gives a crap about Charlie Crist or Governor Scott. So nobody showed up to vote for that. We need better politicians, we need better choices. But back to what you were saying about Colorado, the folks in the industry that were against the bill, saying that it was not enough, what did they think would happen if they turned it down? Did they think they were gonna get a better bill?
Yeah, that's exactly what they thought would happen. It was this pie in the sky idea that if
All
we
or nothing.
reject this, they will try and win us back, more or less. I mean, I don't really know a better way to win us back. It was nothing that I could personally string together as being a rational
sense,
line
yeah.
of thought.
Right, common sense eludes a lot of the population.
Yes.
I just, I shake my head a lot when, when I hear stupid things. I have a shirt that says, "Stand back, I'm allergic to stupid." And I just watched the Republican debate from last month, I think it was, CNBC's, the one where the politicians were complaining about the questions that were being asked. And it was a terrible set of debate questions. And to me, the three business people at the top of the polls have no business even being there. And with 16 candidates, you don't get to hear enough from any one of the candidates to discern whether or not you like their policies or not. Nobody has a chance to actually tell you what they want to say. They've got 60 seconds to answer a question. Just in this conversation alone, I mean, what can you get in 60 seconds? It's really nothing.
Oh, nothing, yeah, it's nothing. You can't get anything in. And I think there's so many candidates. I don't feel like in the past there's been this many candidates, because I feel like there's many divisive issues that are on the table right now. Not only is there the issue of marijuana, but there's also, you know, equality issues and things like that people do feel very passionately about. So this is kind of okay, well, here's this candidate who believes in this thing, and this one that believes in this thing, and let's just throw them at the wall and see
What sticks. Yeah. And with that, I think the Republican Party is really hurting itself. I think these guys at the bottom of the rung that are only getting 1% and 2% need to drop out and let these other guys talk, so that they have an actual chance at winning. Right now, Donald Trump's in the lead because he's the best at the one-liners, and that's all that you have time to say. So, and Trump would probably be the one, if any of them, other than Rand Paul, who wants to deregulate everything. That guy scares the crap out of me. He's just nuts. But Donald Trump is another one. He would probably legalize it if he got in, once he got in. And he's not for it, but if it's going to make $1, he's for that. So we know that once he saw the economics of the situation, he'd jump ship. He already jumped from Democrat to Republican anyways. I posted something on Facebook about a month ago where he, as a Democrat, stated that if he ever ran for president, it would be as a Republican, because the voters are so stupid they believe all the lies he told them,
Yes.
which is just what's going on now. But you know, politics, that's another show. We do that another day.